Today we're going to be putting an oil catch can on my 71 F100. It's LS swapped. I rebuilt the motor myself, so it just has an insane amount of blow-by that we're going to ignore. All right, from the brief research I've done online, it looks like I need to put a line from the intake to this breather right there on the passenger side valve cover, and then at the rear driver side valve cover, a line comes out, goes through the catch can, which will be mounted around here, and then from the catch can will go back to this hole right here, in theory. I'm thinking of mounting the catch can right in the middle here, just because it'll be symmetrical, but it kind of hangs out more than I want it to. But I think I'm going to do that because it hides the wiring behind it. I think it'll look the best. And then plus, if it's here, when my engine explodes and this can just explodes as well, it'll coat my windshield in oil. So it'll kind of, I think, give me like a warning. So what I'm going to do, just to make life a little easier, is I'm going to drill a hole here. I'm going to put a nut zert in there. So the bolt will go through the lip of the firewall and then just straight into the nut zert. All right, this drill bit's probably not the right size, but I'll give it a shot. It would probably help if I grabbed a drill bit that worked. Cool. That looks terrible, but it's kind of on brand. Beautiful. Stand by, we need a bigger drill bit. I got another drill bit, probably still the wrong size. At least that one was sharper. Okay. All right. And I'm kind of wondering, this metal almost seems too thick to put a nut zert in. I'll give it a shot. I don't know. I don't know, I'll give it a 37% chance of working. The catch can I got is like the cheapest one on Amazon. Oh, yeah, I didn't think that one through. Anyway, the catch can I got is like the cheapest one on Amazon. I think it's like 50 bucks. I'm pretty sure it's an Evil Energy one. Stand by, I'm gonna have to stand on the roof to get this drilled. Oh. Yeah. Huh. Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure what I drilled through there. The drill just kind of fell through the metal. It's either rust or some kind of Bondo, but I'll take it. So, got our fancy little catch can, our fancy little bolt. Let's see how this works out. Yep. So far, so good. All right, it's tight. A rib nut didn't pull out. You know, I probably should check if the hood shuts. Probably won't. All right, so we'll shut the hood. It's looking promising. Yeah, I can't really see, but I'm gonna say it's not hitting it. Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, so now we're gonna have to come off the intake with this. I'm thinking I'm gonna put it on the back side, like right here, so that way it can go down under the throttle body and then loop around to this port right there. You know, if this is not the right way to do things, oh well. Give it our best shot. It's gonna be really awkward at the end of this video if it just like doesn't work or just explodes or something. I'm not gonna lie to you, the way I'm gonna have to do this is gonna be really sketchy. So believe it or not, I did buy a fitting for this to work, but I lost it. So I don't feel like waiting a week for another one. So I basically have this fitting, which I found in some random drawer, and I have this. So I'm gonna drill a hole through the intake, put this through, and this is gonna go on the back side, and it's just gonna screw in like that with an O-ring. Now, you know, some people might think, wow, what if that falls off and it goes in your motor? But sometimes when you're just going hard, that's a chance you have to take. Oh. Yep, almost drilled through the other side. Damn, am I that good? We don't even... Bryce, screw that in. We don't even need a freaking nut on the back. Damn, I'm good. All right. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. I'll be honest, this is such a snug fit. I don't even know if we're gonna need the nut on the back. As I say that, it's probably just gonna fall off. I don't even know if it's screwing in, to be honest. I might just be destroying it, but yeah. All right, so I just destroyed this fitting. Do we have another one? You know, probably not. Let me back this up before I get past the point of no return. I might actually have a tap this size. You're gonna have to do a damage report on this. You know what? I stripped it out so good, it's not even coming off. All right, stand by. So, progress report, this is the fitting. Yeah. I got really lucky. I found the little fitting I bought online. So you can see it has a nut on it. So we'll just put an O-ring there and we should be good to go. All right, cool. So I'm gonna put a healthy amount of Loctite on this in the very likely chance that this flies off in like 3 miles. Hopefully it won't, but it probably will. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. The O-ring is looking a little questionable. But you know what? Overall, I'll take it. You know, could be worse. Could be better, but could be worse. Ah, it's too ghetto. I think I'm gonna put a washer on this side. Hopefully keep the O-ring from O-ringing like that. All right, so I moved the washer to the outside. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hang on. All right, part 3.5. So we have washer and then O-ring. So the O-ring doesn't get smashed out. Will it still get smashed out? Yeah, probably. But we can at least say we tried. Okay, now we might be okay. Oh, it would help if I didn't cross thread that. Okay. And I need a wrench. Okay, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Nothing's going very well today. Okay. Cool. All we have to do is tighten this and not strip it, and we'll call it a win. Cool. I'm calling that a win. All right. Final rendition. We're gonna fast forward in like 2 months when my motor blows up because there's a little air leak there and it lets some dirt in. All right, cool. So, get this hooked back up. And you know, from here on out, I think it's basically just, I think we literally just have to run a couple hoses. Although I'll probably find that difficult just by the way today's going. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I can't even get this hose clamped on. Perfect. A China hose clamp that'll probably come undone in just a couple hours. Beautiful. All right, plug this sensor back in. Oh, be nice. I don't know why that one's not locking in. Everything's just going fantastic today. Okay, that one's in. Let me get some hose and a cutting device. All right, we got some hose. Got my certified hose cutting device. So I'm thinking for this, I'm gonna want to snake it. Something like this. We'll connect this side. Okay. And then, yep, precise measurement. In case anyone was wondering, I got this tube off Amazon, so it will probably disintegrate in just a couple days, but you know, if you do things cheap, then you have to do it again. It's just more practice. Okay. And then, so we went from the intake to the front of the passenger side valve cover. Now we go from the rear driver's side valve cover to the inlet on the catch can. And I'm an idiot, so the inlet is on the other side, so that's awesome. But it should be fairly easy. So we attach it here. And I'm pretty sure if you're doing a PCV valve as well, you put it on this line. So this is gonna be the tricky one. Yeah, that looks terrible. I don't know how to make that look better. Man, I really do not like how that looks. Should I have done it this way? No, probably not. But, oh well. I might move this later on. I might just move it over here, man. Whatever. We'll move it later if we want. Man, I might move it now. That looks so bad. Why did I put it there? What an idiot. So I put it over here. Then, oh, that'd be prettier. Then we have to go a line from here. But we could do, yeah, I'm moving it. Stand by. Okay, so I already drilled the new hole right here. And don't ask me how I did it, but when you drill that, I have to stand basically like on the cowl right here. And the drill caught and I literally broke the windshield wiper. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to do things a little better. Okay. We're gonna move it here. We're gonna ignore the random hole I made. And also right here, if the catch can overflows or something, it will go right onto the header. So then we'll just ignite in flames. So that'll just be a little better designed. I do think this will look a lot better here though. Alright. Looks good to me. So now we go to the end. I'm gonna be honest, it still doesn't look great, but I think that's honestly just as good as we're gonna get. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look bad, but as far as good goes, I wouldn't call it good. So for this one, I'm thinking for this one, we're gonna come down and we're probably, we might come down and follow this one and then follow this rail and then loop it under the intake. So otherwise you'd have to go man, I don't know. Okay, so for the other line, I'm routing it basically like that. It's gonna go down along the fuel rail, under the throttle body, and then back up to the side right here. Now, usually this fitting comes off and is like a big L, but for some reason, China's throttle bodies, they don't glue that in or anything, so it just falls off. So I need to get a new one of those, but we're gonna make that work for now. All right, and that's it. So about a 45-minute job, took about 3 hours. Oh my God, there's an uncut zip tie there. Hold on. Screwing up the video. Oh, sick. These things can't even cut the zip tie. All right. As I was saying, 45-minute job, took 3 hours, but that's pretty good. So, I'll just redo or kind of go over the plumbing with you guys. So the fresh air comes from the intake, and it goes to the front of the passenger side valve cover. And then from there, it goes through the engine, and it exits the rear driver side valve cover. It comes up to the in port of the catch can, then it exits the catch can, and then this line goes all the way along the fuel rail, and it goes to the intake for the throttle body. And that should be it. If that's completely wrong, let me know. It probably is, but I'll see you guys on the next one.